What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Shout out to everybody watching this on the live. If you're catching this on the live, come on in, come on in. Shout out to the moderators in the chat. Shout out to the people in the live chat. What is up? What is up? We'll do a roll call here in a minute. If you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the comment section. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let me jump through the roll call real quick. Hope everybody's doing amazing today. Today is January 29th. Can you believe it? We are already almost done with month 1 of 2025. Insane. Insane in the membrane. What is up, my mind? What is up, Rob? Rob in the house. Catherine, hope you're doing amazing. Keith, what's going on? What is up? Keith says, everybody, please pray for me. What's going on, Keith? What's going on, Keith? John, what's up? Catherine, Dustin, what is up, Bright Star? Thank you so much for the message on X. I was watching that. That was a good video. Thanks for sharing that, by the way. Dustin, Johnny, sunglasses in the house. He says, howdy from Utah, y'all. Howdy from Utah. Oh, man, today was RFK's confirmation hearing. Boy, did you guys catch it? Did you guys catch it all? It was crazy. It was crazy. These Democrats, man. These Democrats, they got something going on. Elizabeth Warren, I just posted a video. Elizabeth Warren is dusty. She's bitter. She's cobwebby between the legs. That's why she has that attitude. My mind said Letitia James needs to go to jail. Oh, man. Keith says he's currently in the hospital with back issues. My man, I'll be sending you some prayers, brother. I'll be sending you some prayers. Speedy recovery. Hope it goes well. Hope it goes well. What is up, Terry? Ozzy Greg in the house. All right. All right. So we got, we basically, I'm not going to show the whole confirmation hearing. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to show a couple different things. I already highlighted Elizabeth Warren in a previous video. So if you haven't caught that video, that is on the channel somewhere. So check out that with Dusty Elizabeth Warren. But this is basically what the Democrats were like during the RFK's confirmation hearing right here. Bloodsuckers. They were blood sucking. Okay? Oh, man. RFK basically exposed all of the Democrats in the room. Elizabeth Warren, we know a lot of those folks that were against RFK are bought and paid for by Big Pharma, specifically Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren made a bunch of money off of Big Pharma, and this is one of the main reasons why they're opposed to have RFK in that position. But when you look at the current HHS, like, dude, if RFK would have wore a wig and a dress, confirmed like that. RFK basically right here exposed Democrats in the room.
And all these Democrats are opposed to me for partisan issues. They used to be my friends, agreed with me on all the environmental issues that I've been working on for my whole career. Now they're against me because anything that President Trump does, any decision he makes, has to be lampooned, derided, discredited, marginalized, vilified.
We need to move on.
And all these Democrats are opposed to me for partisan issues. They used to
be with him. Terry says they all need to get exposed. They need to get exposed. Yeah, absolutely, Keith. No problem. Yeah, prayers going out to you. Clifton, James Kelly. What is up? What is up? Bright Star says, you're aware that Mike Pence runs a firm and spent 6 figures to stop RFK from getting affirmed. Yep. Yeah. Rob says Mike Pence is a traitor. He is. He is. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. I'd like to go back to the confirmation hearings from the Biden and Harris administration. I know Obama's administration got they were in pretty quick. This one just seems to be dragging on. Big Pharma bombshell right here. RFK exposes Big Pharma mass suicide pills. So the SSRIs, right? I don't know if any of you guys in the chat have been on SSRIs, but SSRIs are they're pretty intense. They're pretty intense.
SSRIs have a black box warning of suicidal, homicidal behavior.
Mr. Chair, I will submit to the chair.
Fast forward.
As have I. Family have had. I know that you and your family have had personal experience with mental health challenges, as have I. And I agree that the mental health crisis in this country is a crisis. So let me ask you, in an interview in 2023 and again in 2024, you blamed school shootings on antidepressants. You said, and this is a quote, "There is no time in American history or human history that kids were going to shoot schools and shooting their classmates. It really started happening coterminous with the introduction of these drugs, with Prozac and with other drugs." So do you believe, as you've said, that antidepressants cause school shootings? This should be a simple question.
I don't think anybody can answer that question, and I didn't answer that question. I said it should
So your
be
answer
studied.
is,
I said it should be studied along with other potential culprits
so
like
they may cause.
social media. But I don't know. I would never make, because there's no science on that,
Well,
Senator.
there is, Senator, there is, Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you for the promotion.
The science shows that there is no link between school shootings and antidepressants. And in fact, most school shooters were not even treated with antidepressants. And of those that were, there was no evidence of association. You know,
I don't think you
My
can say
question
that,
is-
Senator, because of HIPAA rules, nobody knows.
well, that is, Mr. Kennedy, do you think that people who take antidepressants are dangerous?
I think, listen,
The way that they be wording these questions, do you think SSRIs are dangerous? Listen, okay, I know that there's a huge mental health crisis going on in America, 100%. SSRIs aren't necessarily bad, just like Bright Star says. They're meant for very short-term use, and they're almost impossible to get off of from the longer you're on them, 100%, because they numb these receptors in your brain to, just be kind of like this, oh, everything's cool, kind of like a opioid, right? And I'll continue to play this here.
I'm not going into HHS if I'm privileged to be confirmed with any.
So you can't say that people
to
who.
impose any preconceived ideas that I may have. I just want to have good science.
So you're not saying that they aren't dangerous, which means that they could be dangerous. Let me ask you this.
That's not true.
You've described Americans who take mental health medications as addicts who need to be sent to wellness farms to recover. Is that what you believe?
No, of course, I didn't say that
Yes, you
anybody should be compelled to do anything.
No, but you said they should be sent.
I said they should be available to them. I didn't say they should be sent.
You said that folks
kicking and
that take
screaming.
antidepressants are like addicts. That I can provide that,
Oh, I
Mr.
think
Chair.
they should have the availability. Listen, I know people,
So-
including members of my family, who've had a much worse time getting off of SSRIs than they did than people have getting off of heroin. It's the withdrawal period is, I mean, and it's written
actually have
on the label.
I have some
This is
experience
very
with
well
this
documented.
myself, Mr. Kennedy. This is personal for me. When I was a young woman and I was struggling with depression, thankfully, I had the resources to help me get through it.
Okay. Now, the mental health crisis here in America, could be directly coincided or linked with some of these potential shootings, presumably for the YouTube purposes. Okay. Mental health is a concern. Depression, anxiety, social media doesn't help. And all these folks are on social media, hating on each other. Back in the day when you used to make fun of people, you would either do it to their face or with like a note. Now you can do it on social media and thousands of people see it. Now, Rob says Big Pharma is freaking out now. Yes, they are. Now, SSRIs are tough to get off of. They're tough to get off of. They create this numbness feeling in your brain. And Bright Star or somebody in the chat, I don't remember who it said, who it was, but they need to, Bobby says it. They need to go hand in hand with counseling or therapy, period. End of story. I'm a huge proponent of therapy. I like therapy, any type of therapy, gives you a third party, unbiased opinion on what's going on to help resolve some of these issues. Also, good diet, solid movement helps with mental health, period. End of story.
Including a new generation of SSRI uptake inhibitors, which help to clear my mind, get me back on track to being a mom and a wife and a productive, happy person. And I'm really grateful for that therapy. So I have some experience with this, and I think that everyone should have access to that care. And your job as secretary is to expand access to care, not to spread lies and misinformation. And the things that you say, Mr. Kennedy, they live on. They have impact. And, we're having this conversation at the same moment that my Republican colleagues are looking to try to figure out how to save money any way they can. And so they want to cut Medicaid. Let's just think about this for a minute, because you're going to be, should you be confirmed, you would be responsible for CMS, which provides.
Okay. My mind said, why Democrats sound so unhappy? Maybe they need to be taking these drugs because they sound so depressed. They do. They sound bitter. They sound depressed, and they are dusty. This woman doesn't look happy at all.
Mental and behavioral health care to millions of Americans. Close to 40% of folks on Medicaid have a behavioral health condition. And you would be part of this administration that would be looking to cut Medicaid. So, Mr. Kennedy, these statements that you've made linking antidepressants to school shootings, they reinforce the stigma that people who experience mental health every day face every single day. And I'm very concerned that this is another example of your record of sharing false and misleading information that actually really hurts people.
Senator, you're
Thank you, Mr.
mischaracterizing my statements.
I am only putting into the record what you have said, Mr. Kennedy.
You're mischaracterizing
They take everything out of context.
my statements, and I'm happy that you had a good experience on SSRIs. Many Americans have very good experience on it. Others have
That
not.
would be an issue between them and their physicians, and not for the future
exactly.
head of HHS to be just putting out misinformation
Exactly.
about the dangers of SSRIs and other antidepressant medication, spreading the stigma and the fear that we're actually trying to overcome.
Listen, at the end of the day, a good solid diet, reducing sugars, getting some movement in, getting some exercise in, whether it's walking, yoga, whatever the situation is, all right, going to therapy, especially sugars. Sugars are addicting. Sugars are a drug. Get the kids off of the sugars, the sugary cereals. Get them off their phone. Get them playing outside. I'm pointing my finger like them. Get the kids playing outside. Then they're going to feel good. Feel confident about their self-worth. Then they're going to feel good. Terry says, they did that to me for over 30 years until I finally refused. You already know, Terry. What is up, Kayla? Hope you're doing amazing. Kayla Cooper in the house. I have a niece on them and a nephew on them and a friend on them. Yeah, they're handing those things out like candy. Same thing with the ADD medicine. The Adderall. Adderall's gnarly too. Johnny Sunglasses says they're supporting their own vices. Rob, that old broad is still depressed. Yeah. She's dusty. Oh, man. Oh, boy. A lot of those meds literally make you a zombie. Take it from me, I know from experience. I had a buddy of mine who was on SSRIs for a very long time. And just lethargic. He was like a zombie, Terry. Just moving around. Nothing really bothered him. He walked around, seriously, like The Walking Dead. And then they upped his dose. They just kept up in his dose. And he ended up, he's not on them anymore, luckily, because he balanced out his hormones. You know, he started working out, started doing some other stuff. He actually uses cannabis also, which has helped him significantly. But those freaking SSRIs are gnarly. I had a clinic, a mental health clinic, where we focused on holistic modalities in regards of mental health, and a lot of people would come in. I got to be careful what I say here, but a lot of folks would come in and they would be on heavy doses of SSRIs. One of the things that we mentioned to them is, hey, you know, let's wean off of those just a little bit and start implementing some other things into your daily life. Because there's, you know, you could take the SSRIs and still be in a crappy situation. Let's say you're depressed, whatever the situation is, because your job sucks or your spouse or whatever the situation is, and you're just taking the SSRIs to mask the situation here. I feel like these ladies lack sex. They do. All of them are dusty, my mind. All of them are dusty. Bright Star says, pharmaceuticals are not the answer. Mental health is the issue. They make depression worse. Yes, they do. They do. How many of you guys, I know a lot of you guys in the chat right now are saying, hey, we have a lot of friends that used to be on these SSRIs. These pharmaceutical drugs are deadly. Some of them have lithium in them. Lithium. Rob said the Discord group is therapy. Yeah, it is. It is. Discord group has been off the chain the last couple days. If you're not part of Discord group, go ahead and tap into it. It's in the link in the description down below. Yeah, they absolutely need to need help learning how to deal with their emotions. 100%. You know, and then it also comes from an unstable household too. You know, if the family's not supportive of them, it's a mess. Here's Mr. Blackburn talking about RFK. Coincidentally, he's like, you're a conspiracy theorist. You are a conspiracy theorist, RFK. But listen, all the stuff that he was talking about is true.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
That is a pejorative, Senator, that's applied to me, mainly to keep me from asking difficult questions of powerful interests. I was told that I was a conspiracy theorist. That label was applied to me because I said that the vaccines, the COVID vaccine, didn't prevent transmission and it wouldn't prevent infection, when the government was telling people, Americans, that it would. I was saying that because I was looking at the monkey studies in May of 2020. I was called a conspiracy. Now everybody admits it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said red dye caused cancer. And now FDA has acknowledged that and banned it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said fluoride lowered IQ. Last week, JAMA published a meta-review of 87 studies saying that there's a direct inverse correlation between IQ loss.
All right, so I'm going to assume
I
a
could
lot
go
of
on
those-
for about a
so
week.
is there any one of them that you can say, you got me? That really was a conspiracy theory? Or are you in a
Not yet.
position to submit for the record? I think it'd just be helpful for every one of these narratives for you to submit that maybe for the record. You said
All the stuff that he was talking about is true, okay? Most of the stuff. Most of the stuff, right? Some of the stuff hasn't even come out yet. Ozzy Greg, that woman is not looking good. Shout out to Kayla, new member. New member. New member. Kayla in the house. Where's my cheerings? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Bobby says, I hate mind drugs. And they multiples prescribe. They do all of the medicines. We were watching something. It was my mind and Terry. We were watching something the other day, and they showed a prescription drug commercial, and they listed all these side effects, and it was for like inflammation. The drug was like for inflammation, and it was like, you know, this drug, the side effects may cause rectal bleeding, hearing loss, bloated stomach, you know, loss of leg movement, all this other crap. It's crazy. Oh man.
are you a conspiracy theorist?
They were trying to grill RFK. And you know what? You know what irks me a lot too is they were talking over him. They were talking over him a lot. Now, here is Nicole Shanahan. Nicole Shanahan was RFK's running mate when he was running, and she jumped on Fox to talk about the MAGA movement and what she would do if RFK isn't confirmed.
A pretty simple message to senators from both parties if they oppose RFK Jr.
Bobby may be willing to play nice. I won't. If you vote against him, I will personally fund challengers to primary you in your next election, and I will enlist hundreds of thousands to join me.
You recall Nicole Shanahan was RFK Jr.'s running mate in his run for the presidency when he ran as an independent. She was his vice presidential running mate, and she joins me now. Nicole, great to see you today. What did you think of the hearing? What did you think of the performance by both the senators and RFK?
RFK did a great job, and I just want everybody to know that the MAGA unity movement is very, very strong in the United States right now. Arguably, it is the largest movement in the world, and it is what catapulted President Trump back into the White House, and it is fully behind RFK Jr.'s confirmation. And so watching the senators at work today, I just have to say thank you to Senator Ron Johnson. I got many text messages from moms across America who were in tears to hear his earnest support of RFK Jr.'s confirmation. And I do also want to make it clear that, yes, we are watching every one of these votes, every senator's actions, every word that came out of their mouths, and there are hundreds of thousands that are mobilized to take action during primary season.
Well, the opinion that you shared is backed up by the stats that the unification between MAGA and MAGA is backed up by this Fox poll. 48% of voters would vote for RFK Jr. for his HHS secretary. That's the highest, by the way, of any of the Trump nominees to cabinet positions. So it's clear, as you point out, that RFK's supporters helped win Donald Trump the presidency. But I'm not sure that's going to be heard or listened to by every Republican senator. You, in your video, you named names, and you said you would be dropping money to primary those senators.
That's correct. I listed 13, but really we're watching all of these seats. We're at a point now, we're at a breaking point in America. You're either still working on behalf of big ag, big pharma, and big business, or you are working on behalf of the people. And there is a contract that each of these senators has with the people, not with these corporations, but with the people. And we are watching who is going against that contract, who is breaching it. The people will not stand for this any longer, and we want change. We want a leader. Bobby is that leader. He went out there, he took those slings and arrows for all of us today, and we were very grateful, and we stand behind him.
I think people are ready for a change. I think people are ready. They see how sick America's getting. Sugar is in everything. It's in milk. It's crazy. People are ready for a change. It's crazy, right? Right. A couple days ago, right before this hearing, they're removing red dye from cereals and drinks and things like that. Those of you that aren't familiar with I think it's red dye 51 or 47, something like that. From what I've read, that red dye is made from a parasite, a bug, and they dry the bug up and they squish it, and it makes this red dye paste, which turns the food red.
Nicole, I want to put up his resume, all the things that RFK Jr. has done throughout his career. He's 71 years old. He's founded Waterkeeper Alliance. He founded Children's Health Defense Fund, which came up today in the hearing. At one point, he was named Time Magazine's Hero for the Planet.
This guy's been doing it for a long, long time. Kayla says, I was on antidepressants from age 2 to 21, and all they did was make me violent. Yep, it was the event that we were watching was Saturday night main event, WWE. This Saturday also, we're going to be watching the Royal Rumble. If you guys like the WWE, my mind will place a link for that in the Discord group. Tap into the Discord group down below. Oh, shout out to Miss Cooper. Miss Cooper. Members for 2 months. Shout out. Thank you so much for gifting the membership. Truly, truly appreciate you. Bright Star says, absolutely. I think RFK was definitely a huge boost for Trump's win. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Bobby says, we need a detox. Yep. Get rid of all the sugars. If you look at the food labels, man, everything has high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup. I bought some tangerines the other day. I thought I was in the dried fruit section, and I bought some tangerines. I like dried fruit. I have a dehydrator. I should be doing it myself, to be honest with you. But I was in the dried fruit section. I normally get these dried mangoes or dried strawberries with no additional sugars in it. And I saw these tangerines. I picked them up. I was like, cool. I came home. I had a meal. And then I opened up the bag of dried tangerines. And I thought that they were sugar, that they didn't have sugar. And I tasted them. I'm like, wow, these are super duper sweet. I look on the back, and the second ingredient, it was dried tangerines and then cane sugar. And it had like 18 grams of sugar per serving. And the serving size is, mind you, like maybe like 1/4 of a cup, which is, it's a lot of sugar. Added sugar, cane sugar. Ooh, Miss Cooper said, I'll be there. Okay, cool. We're going to be watching the Royal Rumble on Saturday. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. My mind said he's going to place the link for the Royal Rumble in the Discord group. All right. Now, we got to talk about the next story here. Pete Hegseth has announced that the Pentagon will be conducting an investigation on the retired General Mark Milley. Mark Milley. You guys a fan of Mark Milley?
I want to ask you about General Mark Milley. His photo, his portrait was taken down at the Pentagon. He has, I think there's currently a commission being put together to explore whether or not he should be demoted. His security clearances have been taken away. Tell me the thought process, both there at the Pentagon, at the White House, with Mark Milley.
Accountability is back, Will. It's the understanding that if you actively undermined the chain of command, as General Milley did under the previous Trump administration, we are going to review those actions administratively inside the Defense Department. Mark Milley got a pardon. That's something President Biden was in his purview to do. Just like in our purview at the Defense Department, we have the opportunity to review things he may have done inside the chain of command while President Trump was president that undermined those authorities. So security clearance in the interim is revoked. There will be a review of the rank he will retain upon retirement, and he'll have that process. But this is a demonstration that inside President Trump's Defense Department, we're going to hold not just junior levels or the highest levels possible accountable for actions, and that's what the signal this is meant to send.
Taking pardons, man. Taking pardons. Presumption of guilt here. Presumption of guilt. Bright Star 33 says, I'm not trying to go over 5 grams of sugar in a day. Yeah. I don't consume fruit besides like wild blueberries, frozen wild blueberries. Really, my intention is also to eliminate a lot of the sugars in food, right? Currently, right now, I'm predominantly doing a super like low carbohydrate, high fat, high meat type of food consumption. What is up, Jason? Jason says Boston, New York, Chicago, and Colorado mayors must testify for Congress soon. The investigation has begun. Terry says, I try to avoid sugars completely. I limit my sugar in my coffee. Yep. Only problem is I can't have artificial sweetener. Yeah. I switched to honey in coffee. I normally drink coffee black, and I have some collagen that I put in it that acts like a creamer. So I do collagen and cinnamon. Johnny Sunglasses, I'm 100% carnivore, man. Not much of a fruity guy. Yeah. The only I get my greens from a green supplement that I take in the morning. It's greens and reds. It's a green and red supplement. I'll still have carbs every now and then. That's awesome that you're 100% carnivore. That's awesome. I'm sure you feel great. I'm sure you feel fantastic. Inflammation's probably gone. All that stuff. Yeah, a lot of fruit has natural sugars as well. Yep. Yeah, the sodium in zero sugar products are just as bad. Yep. What is up, Stephanie? Stephanie in the house. Stephanie in the house. All right. We got to talk about this guy right here. We got to talk about this, right? The question has to be asked. The question has to be asked. Are you supportive of these onesies? I cannot believe that this was part of this hearing today.
Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with
Are you
leadership.
supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly?
Bernie Sanders asked RFK. This is crazy. He threw a tantrum. He threw a childlike tantrum over baby onesies at this confirmation hearing here. He pulls up a chart and he says, "Are you supportive of these onesies?"
They are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies.
No.
One of
shit.
them is titled Unfaxed, Unafraid. Next one, and they're sold for $26 a piece, by the way. Next one is No Vax, No Problem. Now, you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you will, now that you are pro-vaccine, that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
That was just a few months ago. You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with
Are you
leadership.
supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
I am supportive of vaccines. I will. I want good science, and I want to protect.
But you will not tell the organization you founded not to continue selling that product. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
He's not even responsible for that anymore.
Senator Blackburn.
Do you support these onesies? He's just mad because they don't make them in, Bernie's mad because they don't make them in his size. They don't make them in his size, or else Bernie would get one. He probably has one on, actually. Probably squeezed into one. Sicko. Jason says, like a 6-month-old can read. Yeah, exactly. Are the onesies health related? No, they're not, right? Exactly. Crazy Bernie. Oh man, Johnny Sunglasses. Why does Bernie remind me of a Sesame Street Muppet? He does. You know, the off the top of my head, it reminds me of those. I don't remember if it was Sesame Street, but those two people above the like auditorium that always like looked into the stage. He reminds me of one of those guys, the Muppets. Yeah, exactly. People aren't forced to buy them. Exactly. What is up, Brandy? Brandy in the house. Yeah, all these people were angry today. They were angry because they're dusty. They're all dusty. Donald Trump dropped some truth bombs today. Federal employees have to prove that they didn't have another job during their employment, during their U.S. government employment. If they did, it would be unlawful. He sent out an email to federal employees, and if they don't respond or show up to work by February 6th, they are fired. DT, number 47, is not messing around.
Their home. As federal employees, they must meet a high standard. They're representing our government. They're representing our country. If they don't agree by February 6th to show up back to work in their office, they will be terminated, and we will therefore be downscaling our government, which is something that the last 10 presidents have tried very hard to do but failed. Most of the people we're talking about have not been going to their federal offices in many, many years, from even before COVID, but they have nevertheless been paid. Some have worked, some haven't worked, and most of the studies say that some have just gone through the motions. We may ask these people to prove that they didn't have another job during their so-called employment with the United States of America, because if they did, that would be unlawful, as you understand. A lot of people are getting paychecks, but they're actually working other jobs, so they'll have to prove that to us that they weren't. In any event, we're requiring them to show up to work or be terminated. We think a very substantial number of people will not show up to work, and therefore our government will get smaller and more efficient, and that's what we've been looking to do for many, many decades, frankly.
So if you don't show up and if you don't respond to the email, you are fired. You are fired. Terry says no more of this remote crap. Listen, you're very productive in the office. You're a government employee. They're paying probably millions of bucks to keep some of these buildings operating. And some of them haven't had people in them since 2020. It's crazy. Rob says Elizabeth Warren is the chief of the Karen tribe. That she is. She has a haircut and everything. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
Their home.
Donald Trump also said that they're reintroducing Guantanamo Bay.
You know, we may have tough talk from others, but it's not going to mean anything. They're going to all take them back, and they're going to like it too. They're going to like it. They're going to take it back, and they're going to like it. Today, I'm also signing an executive order to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000-person migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. This will double our capacity immediately, right? And tough. That's a tough place to get out of. Today's signings bring us one step closer to eradicating the scourge of migrant crime in our communities once and for all.
They're going to Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay. Brandy says, I love hearing him say that. Yeah. Yep. Yep. This presser here, you know, and it's interesting, right? Because they're upset that Donald Trump is deporting folks, but you remember Obama, the deporter in chief. He was the guy. He deported a lot of folks too. He deported a lot of folks. Guantanamo Bay. During the quarantine, I had to deliver food because every single business was closed, as well as many other people are lost their jobs because of all the retailers were shut down. Yep. Yeah, and they're still, they still haven't apologized about any of that, and they won't. Forcing people to take a shot. I'm glad that the military service members are able to get back some of their back pay and get them reinstated. But what about the small businesses, the mom and pop shops? I know a lot of small businesses around here that never fully recovered from that situation. Oh, smart. Jason was on it. He said we were disinfecting 30 cars a day. You were getting the bag, man. Yep. Man, that's a smooth move. Johnny Sunglasses, J6ers brought home out of Guantanamo, illegal. Yep. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that. Brandy. See, that's tough, because I think COVID caused a lot of some definite crisis, mental health crisis and things like that. You know, some of these folks lost their businesses that they worked super duper hard for. They worked hard, and then some of these states and cities says, no, you can't You can't do what you did. It's crazy. It is crazy. I'm sorry about that. Ozzy Gregg says, yeah, you can thank Dr. Fauci for that. Yeah, and I wonder, I think there might be some of the nurses in the chat or some mental health professionals in the chat, but I wonder what is going to happen to the kids from ages 1 to 7 that were had to quarantine during that time, during the pandemic, and do homeschool. They weren't able to socialize and connect with other students, and then they had to connect with their teacher online. It's crazy to me. It is crazy. I haven't watched this whole thing because I wanted to save it for you guys, but Laken Riley's mother hopped on, and I watched maybe 3 seconds of this, but let's watch this.
Thank you, President Trump. We would like to thank Senator Katie Britt for her diligent bipartisan work to get this bill through the Senate. We'd also like to thank Congressman Mike Collins for his unwavering passion and for leading on the Laken Riley Act from the start. Our family will forever be grateful for the prayers of the people across our nation and for helping to get this legislation into law. We also want to thank President Trump for the promises he made to us. He said he would secure our borders and that he would never forget about Laken. And he hasn't. He's a man of his word. We trust that he will fight for the American people. Most importantly, I want to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without his sacrifices, Laken's story would have ended on that horrific day that she was taken from us. But because of him, we can continue living knowing that we will see Laken again. There's no amount of change that will ever bring back our precious Laken. Our hope moving forward is that her life saves lives. We're so thankful that her passion for helping others and her legacy for doing good in the name of Jesus Christ will carry on. Thank you.
Trump just signed in effect the Laken Riley Act.
President Trump.
Man. Brandy, thank you, Rob. It's heart-wrenching to this day. She joined the military and now Acres combat vet, so she can go to college after she serves to help PTSD vets and drug-borne addicted children. That's, man, PTSD is real after the military, for sure. Jason says, promises made, promises kept. Talking about that, I hate to say this, but kids have lost so much IQ points. Yeah, the remote learning thing, it's not good. It was not good. Brandy says, God is good. Amen to that. Amen to that. She could have taken a bad path after that. Yeah, amen to that. It never gets easier to hear her story or to see her mother. I truly feel hurt. Yeah. You know, when you think about that, and then you have these celebrities and you have these other folks, Joy Reid saying, like, why are we deporting these people? Selena Gomez crying about the deportations. These are people that were criminals. These were criminals. Laken Riley was being assaulted for 16, 18 minutes, man. That's bananas. Led into this country by the Biden-Harris administration. Speaking of Joy Reid, we got Tom Homan.
New York City joined the list of cities.
Listen to this.
New York City joined the list of cities where these performative raids are taking place.
We have a government right now that is reckless.
Reckless and also, I mean, as I've said, performative. I mean, I want to show you an image of Kristi Noem, who was just confirmed, the former governor who was confirmed as a Department of Homeland Security. I mean, it's as she's cosplaying. It's almost a game where she seems to be cosplaying, because I'm not sure what she thinks that she's portraying here. She might as well be at Comic-Con.
James and Joyce say you're reckless and you're just role-playing for fun.
She's dumber than a box of rocks. Bottom line is, let's talk about Chicago for a minute. Chicago mayor says that we put fear in the elementary schools because ICE agents went to elementary school. Total false story. What ICE did in Chicago is save children. What we did in New York today is save children. Just Chicago alone, we arrested like 9 sexual predators, most of them child sex predators. We took them off the street. We took them off the street in New York today. We're protecting the community. We're saving children. We're going to secure that border so less Americans die of fentanyl deaths. We're securing the border so less women and children are sex trafficked. Biden administration had a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We're securing the border so less terrorists and people on terrorist watch lists get into the country. Biden, under Biden, we had a 3,500% increase in people on terrorist watch lists. No, we're saving this nation. We're making America safe again. So they need to get out of the way because we're coming. We're going to do it. They're not going to stop us.
Listen to this.
Facts. Absolutely. Stephanie says, shut the F up. She looked hot. She's just jealous she can't use a safety pin and was wearing safety gear. Yeah. Joy Reid's hairline, man. She does. She's doing her thing. She's doing what she's supposed to do. Seems like Leticia James doesn't own a mirror. Oh boy. Oh boy. These guys, they're trying to spin everything. They're trying to spin everything. It's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy to me. Tom Homan says she's dumber than a box of rocks. They started building the wall in Tijuana. Both United States military and the Mexican military are helping build this section. Here is Oscar Blue. Shout out to Oscar Blue. He's been doing a lot of stuff on the ground there.
How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. The rebuilding of the wall. Just as Trump just came as president, this part right here was one of the biggest parts where they were smuggling a lot of people. They were smuggling all types of individuals illegally into the United States. And now they are rebuilding the wall. Even you have the Mexican National Guard right here guarding the American workers as we are working together. Mexico guarding the American workers so they will not be ambushed or attacked. You actually can see the American workers working on the wall. We're going to show you that video as the rebuilding of the wall. As soon as Trump just came into office, they're rebuilding it again.
I'm not trying to get too close. I'm not going to get there welding right now.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. Real America's Voice News.
Oh, okay. Where are the American News? Okay.
Ah, este es un oficial, ya lo he visto.
See that? This is the place where the wall was short.
Rebuilding it. Rob said they have Christy walk down the street and all the illegals come out to hit on her and they nab them. Yeah, she came out in the vest. They were like, oh, orale, Holmes. That was kind of, they're not all Mexican. They're Venezuelan and all that other stuff. Oh, man. The cartel is now charging $15,000 to cross migrants illegally on top of the $1,000 more. This is crazy. More with Oscar Blue here.
Are happening as we speak. There's people right here in the back. Also, there's a guy right here that just got deported on the left side. People are getting deported consistently. Also, these taxis that are here, they're being rented by the municipal city to take the deportees to the shelter. This lady right here that she's getting up with a black jacket, she just gave us statements that the United States Border Patrol in the areas in the east part of Tijuana and the mountains, at a place that I have been in that is called Nido de las Águilas, which they have been trafficking enormously people through there. There's a massive operation of the United States Border Patrol, that's what she said, and even that the United States Border Patrol is using drones to identify and to fly them over to basically locate every illegal alien that is crossing illicitly into the United States of America. Hear this interview by this migrant that just told us that he crossed exactly also through that particular area, and that they were charging him $15,000 to cross into the United States, and also they were charging him $1,000 of a tax fee, the cartel, to just get him to the place to get traffic. Amazing how the prices had gone up. That is what he said, because of the Trump administration coming into this next term.
Otro migrante que recientemente también fue deportado. Cuéntanos su historia.
La verdad,
this guy's a kid.
Ya está muy difícil pasar. Hay mucha migra. Pues ya ni siquiera nos llegaron a llegar al destino, ya nada más nos agarraron y pues, nos levantaron y nos deportaron.
O sea, hay un operativo muy fuerte en Estados Unidos para detener.
Sí, sí.
Es una realidad entonces.
Sí, ya no se puede, de hecho ya hasta cobran más caro los coyotes.
¿A cuánto cobraban?
Pues a mí me cobraban $15,000 por pasarme.
$15,000 te cobraban por pasarte.
Sí.
Eso es lo que te iban a cobrar.
Sí.
Vaya, y los acercaron y los aventaron ahí al paradero, así nada más, le dijeron que caminen, ¿o qué pasó?
Sí, pues de hecho mi coyote nada más, como vio que ya venía la migra, nos pasó a abandonar y se fue. Y ahí nos dejó tirados, íbamos 4.
¿Los 4 mexicanos o de diferentes
Éramos
partes?
4 mexicanos de Guanajuato.
De Guanajuato. Vaya, $15,000.
Sí.
Y no alcanzaron a pagar nada, ¿verdad? Me imagino.
No, nosotros no pagamos nada. Nada más $1,000 de piso.
$1,000 de piso para poder caminar.
Sí.
O sea, eso es lo que están cobrando, $1,000 para poder caminar.
Sí.
Vaya, qué difícil. ¿Y ahora?
Pues nada.
¿A regresarse?
Regresarse para Guanajuato y volver a intentar, yo creo, dentro de medio año, más o menos.
Sí.
$15,000 to cross, right? $15,000 to cross. And then the coyotes just drop him off, and they're like, yo, good luck. And then he got deported right away. How old do you think this person is right here? This person looks like 20 years old. I don't know. Stephanie says the wall's the most effective vanity project to date. Yep. Oh man. Meanwhile, we got Michael Strahan, okay, former defensive end for the New York Giants, on Trump forcing workers to go back in the office. And he asks our new press secretary, new upgrade of the year, upgrade of the century press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, about that situation here.
Concerned that we risk losing people with years of experience like doctors and let's say scientists?
Well, most doctors who work in actual hospitals and medical institutions have to show up to the office. We know that employees are more productive and more efficient when they are working in an in-office environment, and that's what this administration expects, and I think that's what American taxpayers expect. Don't forget, it's the American people who are funding this government, and they deserve people who are actually showing up to work on their behalf.
She's heat, man. She just drops it like it is. She just drops it like it is. Brandy says this poor reporter has a hard time and is very brave. He had to hide his family, yep, in the past due to death threats. Yeah. Shout out to Oscar Blue, man. Oscar Blue. Stephanie says that kid in that previous video has a young chin. Yep. Yep. She's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Okay. You got to think of the context here though. Michael Strahan, right? Defensive end, former defensive end of the New York Giants, right? I think he still holds the sack record, but you know, for him to say, "Oh, what about the doctors?" What? Rob's like, "Damn, this guy thinks doctors work from home." Yeah. It's house calls. Yeah, right. You know. Jason says no notes, no binders. Looks good too. Facts. 100. If this was cringy Pierre, she wouldn't answer. Shake her hair and storm off with the ball and chain binder. Yep. She's done one. Did you guys see her press conference, her presser the other day? It was fantastic. Her press conference the other day was fantastic. I'm going to share one highlight of that. It's about a minute long, but fantastic. She showed up. She thanked everybody for being there, very professional. And people were asking the same questions. And she was like, listen, I would refer you to the question. I answered that question probably about 5 times already.
Why impose this pause with so little notice?
This
Why
is
not
low.
give organizations more time to plan for the fact that they are about to lose, in some cases, really crucial federal funding,
There
at
was-
least for a period of time?
There was notice. It was the executive order that the president signed. There's also a freeze on hiring, as you know, a regulatory freeze, and there's also a freeze on foreign aid. And this is, again, incredibly important to ensure that this administration is taking into consideration how hard the American people are working. And their tax dollars actually matter to this administration. You know, just during this pause, DOJ and OMB have actually found that there was $37 million that was about to go out the door to the World Health Organization, which is an organization, as you all know, that President Trump, with the swipe of his pen in that executive order, is no longer wants the United States to be a part of. So that wouldn't be in line with the president's agenda. DOJ and OMB also found that there was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money.
$50 million for condoms in Gaza. They ain't using them for sex. They're using them to make bombs, apparently. I don't know. I didn't know you can make a bomb out of a condom, but whatever. But $50 million for condoms in Gaza? It's crazy to me. Terry said working remotely would be like working on the Walgreens website. Yeah, Rob says, I wonder if I could do my city job from home. Yeah, right. Stacy, what is up, Stacy? Stacy R in the house. She says, I love Miss Caroline's cross. Yep. All right. $50 million. $50 million for condoms. What? Disgraced ex-senator Bob Menendez sentenced to 11 years for a bribery case. Judge sentenced disgraced former senator to 11 years in prison on Wednesday, concluding his trial for a long-running bribery and foreign influence scheme. Now, guess what he's doing? He's asking for Trump's help. He's asking for Trump's support now. Okay. All these other guys need to be investigated too. He said, I lost everything, he said, other than the family. I've lost everything I care about. Every day I wake up, I am awake is punishment. Oh, man. Here he is right here. He was like, Trump is right. The process is political. It's corrupt. Bro.
Welcome to the Southern District of New York, the Wild West of political prosecutions. President Trump is right. This process is political and it's corrupted to the core. I hope President Trump cleans up the cesspool and restores the integrity to the system.
Oh, now you're in trouble. Now you need help. Reminds me of another story that we're going to get into here shortly. Stacey said, that dude is a clown. That dude is a clown. Jason said, I can't do my break jobs from home. This guy, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. Here's some more on Christie here.
So now let's turn back to the border quickly. Now joining me is the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who has an exclusive announcement on more action her department is taking. Secretary, thanks for being with us here today. I understand you have something to share with us that we haven't heard yet about what you're going to be doing at DHS.
Yes, well, thank you, Will, for inviting me to be with you. Today, we are announcing that we have stopped all grant funding that's being abused by NGOs to facilitate illegal immigration into this country. So it's amazing to me the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been spent by the federal government that has been sent to NGOs to facilitate this invasion of our country. So I've taken action to stop those funds, to reevaluate them, and to make sure that we're actually using the taxpayer dollars in a way that strengthens this country, that keeps us safe. So I think people are curious when we look at grants that are given out by federal agencies at how they're utilized, and that evaluation needs to be done. We're not spending another dime to help the destruction of this country. We're going to make sure that we follow through on what President Trump has promised, and that's to make sure that we're securing our border, departing those who are here illegally, and committing criminal actions, and that our taxpayer dollars aren't spent to help it.
Rob said it's funny, during the Biden administration, no one knew where the border was. And now, since January 20th, they all magically know where it is. Yeah, they're like, well, the border's secure, guys. The border is secure. You remember that interview with Kamala? The border is secure. You never visited the border until it was like 1,097 days into the administration. Then all of a sudden you visit the border. The border's secure. Nobody's coming in. You just saw a video. It was a gap. A big gap. Coyotes were just smuggling folks in. Oh, the border's secure. Oh, exactly, Rob. That's what Brandy's saying. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm going to go to bed. See you Saturday. Awesome. Awesome. Get some rest. Rest up. Rest up. Rest up. Rest up. Sending prayers to you too. The illegals found it. It's just fine. Yep. Governor Fitzker, the Big Mac, okay? Get this. Mr. Big Mac is now allowing illegals to change their name to avoid ICE. These people need to be prosecuted.
Talk about salt in the wound, Steve. Governor Pritzker not only is not allowing these guys in the jail to get these guys, he just announced that they're able to change their names. They're getting driver's licenses and able to change their names so that they can hide more easily from ICE. These guys are traitors. That's what they are. They need to be held, arrested as traitors to this country.
I hope, and because I know this in the Palisades out in Southern California, you're having a red pill moment where a lot of these progressives now realize what they brought on themselves and how, when you see Bass and Newman, how disastrous, and they're not going to change. And you're going to see a lot of MAGA. I hope folks, I know downstate Illinois is MAGA territory, but I hope folks in Chicago see exactly what's going on. People there for your public safety, trying to get the worst of the worst out and being absolutely confronted and thwarted by the mayor, people around the mayor, and the governor, and they're doing it for political reasons. This is why Chicago is so important. You got to force it here. And Ben, what you said is so important for the audience. Every tool in the toolbox President Trump's going to use. Every tool in the toolbox.
Crazy, crazy. Jason said, weird question. Anyone see FJB all week for a comment on Trump's first week? Nope. He's gone. He's out ski. I don't know where he's at. I don't think he knows where he's at. We gotta put an APB out to Thrifty Ice Creams or Baskin Robbins to see if they've seen a elderly, dementia-infused, pale white male asking for chocolate chip ice cream. I don't know. I haven't seen them. Stephanie says, oh, great, just like the telemarketers. Yeah, those telemarketers are great. Those ones in like wherever. They're like, hello, did you try to restart your modem? I'm like, yeah, I restarted the modem, man. Okay. Like, oh, thank you for calling tech support. Thank you for calling tech support. My name is Robert. Oh man. Like, oh, where are you located, Robert? You know the Indiana. Yeah. There's chickens in the background. Okay, now I need you to restart your modem. San Francisco officials are saying they won't work with ICE and they will protect illegals. Good for you, San Francisco. Have them crap on the streets too.
We know that San Francisco is a sanctuary city. We will always be a sanctuary city.
We want to be clear. The Sheriff's Office does not and will not take part in immigration raids or any federal law enforcement actions directed towards the immigrant community.
Very simple message. If you want a safe city, you must support a sanctuary city.
Or move out of San Francisco, because it sucks.
Sanctuary.
Oh, man, I'm not even going to play the rest of that.
City.
Ugh. You want a sanctuary city, come to San Francisco. You're safe here. You can crap on the street. You can crap. Oh. Yeah, timeshare person. I I don't know if you guys have experienced timeshare people. They're normally like okay, listen, lady. Okay, this Oh man. Oh yeah. How about that 500-pound rideshare lady? Yeah, that was crazy. That story is crazy. I might jump into that after we're done here. I might jump into that because that story was crazy. I wasn't going to cover it because I was like, man. Anyways, this is I might jump into that. I might jump into that here in a minute. Meta and Mark Zuckerberg have agreed to pay President Trump $25 million for unjustly suspending his account in 2021. Oh, man. So Zuck's President Trump has reportedly signed settlement papers expecting to require Meta platforms to pay approximately $25 million to resolve a 2021 lawsuit that he filed after the company suspended his accounts following the riot of the U.S. Capitol. Oh, Zucks. The settlement marks a shift in the relationship with Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, who donated $1 million to Trump's inauguration to attend the event. Trump said, listen, you can attend the inauguration, but you got to give me $1 million. In recent weeks, he also implemented the changes to the platform and the content moderation, including removing fact checkers. Oh, man. Mark Zuckerberg just don't want to go to jail. He just doesn't want to go to jail. Oh, man. And Brandy says, oh, man, so embarrassing now to live in California. Yeah. They don't have water. San Francisco. I have family in San Francisco, too. They like it. I don't know why. It's expensive and it's dirty. My mind, yep. $1 million. 1 million buckaroos. 1 million buckaroos. I got a lighthearted story here. And then we can jump into that. We can jump into that one story with that rapper. But deputies in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department find a 100-year-old woman left behind They left her behind. Okay. After they evacuated, they left this woman behind at her assisted living home facility, evacuated without her during the Los Angeles fires. This is heartbreaking here. So this body cam footage was from 1/8. The fires happened 1/5, I think. 1/5 or 1/6.
Yeah, bud.
Sheriff's Department, anybody inside? Just like monitor looking out the windows to see like where the fire. Oh shoot.
Yes, sir. Copy that, sir. I'll give you a call right now.
Oh my gosh. Sheriff's Department, anybody inside? You gotta evacuate. Hello?
Hello? Where you at?
Where are you?
Hello? Where are you? Oh, hi. Okay, perfect. Is there anyone else with you?
No.
Okay.
Where were you at?
What?
Which room were you from?
I've been trying to find a way out.
Let's get you out of here.
Let's get you out.
Where
Okay.
do I go? But don't lose me.
I promise
We
I
won't
won't.
lose you, don't worry. Okay? Thank goodness. We've been yelling. Did you hear us?
I didn't hear. I'm deaf.
Okay.
And I couldn't charge my hearing aid.
They left Graham behind. They left her behind. This is a damn shame. She pays for the assisted living facility and they left her behind. She's been searching for a way out. She couldn't recharge her hearing aids. It's pitch black in there. I don't know how long Graham has been
Where are
hanging out.
you?
Hello? Where are
And the police officer's like, oh,
Oh, hi.
oh, hi. What? What? Like, no, let's get you to safety. Let's check your hydration levels. Not, oh, hi. This woman's been in the dark. Her hearing aid's gone. Man. What the heck? DEI home. Yep. I saw this. She couldn't find the way. Yeah, that's super sad. It is super sad. I feel like there's a lot of people dead in California. Yeah. Yeah. This is sad. You know what? The families pay for this. She pays for this. And then they left her. They just left her. What kind of crap is this shit? If this was my mom, heads would roll. For sure. For sure. Everybody's getting a can of whoop ass. For sure. 100%. Stephanie says, that's my thought too. The Weather Channel accident. Yep, they did. They did. They did. They showed that. They showed that. Man, I would be pissed. I would be pissed. If my mom was chilling there, I don't know how long. 3 days, 2 days. I'd be pissed. They should cut all funding to sanctuary states. I live in a toilet blue. Vote blue. Kid big screw. Yeah, this is sad. This is sad. I thought I'd share that with you guys. Jason brought this up, but there was this rapper. She's apparently suing Lyft because the Lyft driver said that it wasn't safe. It wasn't safe. I think I might do a separate video on that, but this is the woman here. This is the woman. She went to go get a Lyft. She's a rapper, proclaimed rapper, and she went to go get a Lyft, and the driver said, "Hey, it's not safe. It's not safe." And based on the car, it looked like he was driving a Toyota Corolla or something. And he was like, he never said that she could not fit in his car. He said it wasn't safe. Yeah. Y'all, you guys are crazy. Yeah, she is. Did you guys see this footage? It's crazy. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see. Lyft rapper. Yeah, so right now, her name's Dank Damas. Dank Damas. Dank Damas, 489 pounds, was denied a ride using a rideshare app called Lyft because this is what the attorney's saying.
Just want them to know.
This is what the attorney's saying here.
Just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like a Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she
No,
posted the
it's
encounter
not.
on social
It's not the
media,
same.
other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing.
It's not the same. It is not the same. It is definitely not the same. Like having a black or Asian or Christian folk coming in there. So here's the situation here. Here's the situation. Here's the video.
This Lyft driver denied me service. BC of my size.
What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space in my car is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car, so I gotta order another Lyft?
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
So he said to be specific with you, it's because of my tires. He never said that you couldn't fit. And he said the car is too small. The car, his inadequacies, right? Now, if she wins this case, I hope she does not win this case, okay? This is the same situation. Like people are upset because sometimes you got to purchase 2 seats in the airline, right? This does look like maybe it's like a Mercedes, the CL, the C class, the sedan. Okay, this woman, dude, she should have got like an SUV or something. Okay. If you can't reach TP to your bunghole, you ain't gonna fit in a Kia. Oh my. Oh man. Lift my fupa. Oh man. I think I can make it up front. Oh man. The driver said his car was too small, never said one word about her weight. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, he was driving like a small hatchback. Jason says she should have called forklift. Oh, she said I gotta pay for my vehicle maintenance. She obviously doesn't have a car, right? Or she might have a car, she might be drinking or whatever, but she called a Lyft. Oh man. Oh man. Oh boy, Rob. That is That's the girl from Norbert. Oh man. Yeah, this little car cannot fit this woman. This cannot fit this woman, man. Like, and now she's suing because they said that she couldn't fit or it was unsafe. Okay, this is her. Oh man. Oh boy. Oh boy. You guys are gonna get a kick out of this one. Here we go. Here's this rapper right here, Dank Damas. Oh man, yo! If she wins this case, this is going downhill. This is going downhill. She does not need to be. It's cool. She got her money back. Cool. Get another car. That's it. You know, that's it. Plain and simple. Oh man. Uber XXXL. Oh man. Bro. This is crazy to me. I hope she does not win this case. I hope she does not win this case. This is just gonna make it okay, cool. Then imagine a Kia rolling up, a hatchback Kia or a Honda Civic. Okay, Honda Civic hatchback rolling up. And then another, they call her full figured, okay? She's not full figured. Okay, she's full. That's it. She's just full. A lot of space, a lot of girth. This is just gonna give an excuse. You know, the Honda Civic rolls up and you just, hey ma'am, you gotta enter in through the hatchback. You gotta her legs are sticking out. Oh man. Oh man. Her legs are just sticking out with the little yellow and red tape on her feet. It's like, hey, oversized load. Anyways, guys. All right, I'm gonna jump on out of here. I want to give a huge shout out to the moderators in the chat. From my mind, yo. Oh yeah, she just busts through. She just busts through the front door. Oh yeah, my ride's here. Tommy boy, fat man in a little coat. This is a big lady in a little car. Oh, man. All right. I am going to jump on out of here. I want to give a huge shout out to the moderators in the chat. Shout out to the moderators in the chat. This was an awesome live. And then I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's catching this on the live chat. Kudos. I'm going to jump on out of here. If you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about the whole ordeal, all the topics that we talked about. Drop that in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Smash the like button. Share, subscribe, guys. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Chat soon, guys.